Sam Bankman-Fried speaking a lot of podcasts, probably against legal support.
Mm-hmm.
My thinking on that was have some influence on the narrative instead of just not speaking on it. He was trying to get ahead of it and maybe try and control what the outlook on him is.
Influence doesn't matter when you're in prison, for real, for real. I feel
No.
like at the end of the day, he committed a fraudulent activity. He fabricated like funds. He fabricated investments, balance sheets. Like he committed fraud in every degree. So like at the end of the day, it don't matter what podcast he goes on. Like to the TikTok boys and the Instagram people that make like content and reels about financial literacy, like sure he might look a little better. Nah, but even to them, he looks like a douchebag. He's just a douchebag all around.
Yeah.
But I can admire the fact that like he pulled off a big ass finesse. Like the fact that he had two companies and he took one company and took the money that he was getting from one company and put it into another and was pretty much gambling with those funds and was able to amass billions of dollars, not 100,000, not a million, but billions of dollars. Is like, that's a finesse.
Billions with a B.
Yeah.
So he was basically taking, people were like buying like Bitcoin, Ethereum on there, and then he was sort of taking that money, moving it, and then putting like fake coin, like FTX coin.
And inflating the price of FTX. Like pretty much was just like as an ultimate pump and dump. He made his own coin. He took the value of that coin and inflated it through like managing the market of his own coin. And then from there, like when they looked at the balance sheet for Alameda Research, the company that was working with FTX, the large percentage of the money that they had was stored in that coin, which wasn't worth anything. So it kind of makes crypto look bad. I feel like crypto is something that's solid that people can actually use to not even transfer wealth, but a way to get away from the regular like ways in which people move money in the financial system. But like things like that set crypto back times 10. It's like a times 10 multiplier. So even though a lot of sketchy things have been done with crypto and a lot of sketchy people have amassed a lot of wealth through crypto, I don't think that crypto is a bad thing. If you look at the fundamentals of what the purpose of cryptocurrency is for, it still stays the same. The fundamental standards of like how crypto is useful to the world hasn't changed, but a lot of the things that people were saying, like it's a store of wealth or like it's an inflation beater. Inflation is rampant right now, but like people aren't running towards crypto. They're storing their money the same ways because like you can have an idea and be real idealistic, but people are inherently just going to be who they want to be at the end of the day and just stick to what they know per se. So that's just what it is.
Are you investing in crypto like recurring?
Yeah, I've always been in crypto since 2016 was when I got into college because I had to buy fake IDs for me and my peers.
You were buying with crypto?
Non-incriminating. Yeah, I was on. Let me not give too many details, but I was using crypto to get identification for me and other people. And I was just like slowly amassing a good amount of coins, and then like the price has gone up and down, but I just have kept my coins that I had forever. So
I'm the same
I don't
way.
know. Yeah, I'm not a big crypto person, but I definitely see its benefits. So I'm gonna just keep throwing into this pot because I know it's going somewhere. I don't know where it's going, but it's going somewhere. So
I mean, the first example that you used of using the currency to buy something is buying something sketchy.
Yeah, that's very true. You're right. A useful sketchy thing though. So.
Yeah, I just think it's going to take a long time.
Adoption is it's so hard.
People were hung up on credit cards for the longest time.
Yeah, I remember back in the day that people were like, don't use credit cards. My dad was telling me don't get a credit card. He's right about the debt and stuff like that. But like using your own money to purchase things and not utilizing rewards, not utilizing the security of not spending your own money. Like when I have a fraudulent activity on my card, I can call the bank and they'll give me that money instantly. Right. When it's a debit card related transaction or a bank account and they take money out of my junk, it takes forever. It takes like 3 to 6 months. I literally get my funds back the next day. So it's like, just keeping all that stuff in mind is super important.
Bro, buying anything online, I'm always using credit card.
Yeah, literally.
If you get scammed, like that's the only way you're gonna get the money back.
Exactly. So, because the bank gonna make sure they get their money back. They could care less if they take your money. You know what I mean? So
dude, that's just crazy. Since I opened up an LLC, I've had probably 50 pieces of mail from banks everywhere, just trying to send me. There's credit cards in there. They're like type in this number
and it's yours.
Rack up debt with us.
It's crazy though. But even going back to Sam Bankman-Fried, it is just so interesting to me how it was so easy for someone like him to do what he did with nobody really asking. People asked questions, but people weren't loud enough and like, how did this dude even get rich? Like, where's this money coming from? You can easily like, bro, SoftBank, Sequoia Capital, just all these BlackRock, all these big ass venture capital firms, people that wear fancy ass suits, have prestigious ass degrees and use big ass words, all got scammed, all got finessed, just like me and you. You would have been better off going to the casino and putting $5,000 on black rather than investing in this cool new FTX. Even athletes, Tom Brady, damn, yeah, like, you know what I mean. So it's like, it's just crazy how like people are so quick to trust people based on their image and based on what they represent, but like, do your own due diligence. That's the only way that you can be good in this world, where you really
even
gotta,
like the finance YouTubers were like just bought and sold. These people that are doing deep dives on like every basic financial institution, and they're just getting taken. I probably would have used FTX if I wasn't already on Coinbase.
That's what I'm saying, literally. And it's like those big firms aren't hurt. The ones that are really hurt are your mom and pop and like your little cousin that put money that really meant something to them. Because at the end of the day, these firms are taking your money. They're taking a take rate of it, so they're getting a percentage of money for managing your money. Right. So they have limited like liability. They lost you money, but it's like that's the risk that you take when you work with these companies. So like they're not getting hurt. They might be getting a little like pinched, but you really getting punched in the fucking face. So it's like you got to do your due diligence, bruh, and you can't just trust everything that you see on the internet, because you're gonna get finessed.
It's hard, especially with crypto, because it's like a hard concept for a lot of people to wrap their head around, and so you're sort of looking to the people that you think understand it to take advice from, and then you have something like this where it's like, who do you actually trust to like get information from?
Bro. I wish back in 2016 I would have put 20 bands, my whole refund check on crypto, because then I would have came up and I wouldn't have kept my money in there. OC, like if you could, what year is this? 2021, 2022? 2022. If you could go back to 2019, say for example, when I started my clothing line, what would you have started or what would you have invested in at that time if you could go back? Wouldn't have started the clothing line.
No, not a clothing line.
It's like, no, go get some Van Apparel, Hyper Designs, Emergent Fitness and Fashion.
Dude, I don't know. It's hard because I feel like the best businesses aren't going to be based on 1 year or like a couple year time frame. The biggest cash grabs I've seen are like people that made money from something and then are teaching other people how to build a business.
I would have really doubled down on, going back to 2019, I would have focused on building my personal brand times 10. I was already posting on social media, telling people about the different things that I was doing and posting my daily life, but I would have doubled down on that and figured out a marketing strategy where 3 to 4 years from now, I have a cult following. Because this day and age, it doesn't matter what you sell or what you're making or who you're working with, it's the following. There's people that I know that they could make designer bags of shit and they could literally still sell it today because people just bang with them so heavy and have invested so much in their lives that they will support anything that they do. So I'm kind of doing it now. I kind of have been realizing like, all right, I got to build a cult following of people that just rock with me for me. So I hope that I continue to produce quality products and quality services. But as long as you got a good following, you can literally do anything. So,
but yeah, you're fighting 2 uphill battles right now, right?
Yeah,
like
that's very
building
true.
a community and selling a great product and like competing in that space. They've given money, like tens of thousands of dollars, to people with millions of followers, and then the acquisition isn't there because they just don't have the trust either in that field, or people are more of like entertainment, not as much communal trust that when you say something, people are going to go out and buy it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people with big ass followings, but then the second they try to promote a product, people are like, why would I buy this from you? I come here to laugh. I didn't come here to buy fucking skin moisturizer, you know what I mean? Or feta cheese, you know? So it's like,
they're talking about this girl that has like 3 million followers in the fitness space, and she put up like custom t-shirt merch and she sold like 32 shirts.
Yeah, that's how it be. And like all these booty band girls, like, bruh, them booty bands is not gonna get you fit. Them booty bands, I'm sorry, the booty bands are not gonna grow your booty. They are not gonna do anything for you. Any girl that is selling you a booty band is robbing you. Like, I'd rather her rob you at gunpoint than rob you by selling you a booty band.
I feel like the new, for the longest time, was like fat loss, like fat pills and stuff. And I feel like the trend has transitioned to like gut health.
Yeah.
Like almost that's the new like thing that people are going hard on, like the green supplements and fiber supplements. Yeah. And it's like, I feel like the fat burners have died off. But
waist trainers are still rampant in the community.
Yeah.
I'm about to drop a waist trainer.
Dude, everyone's still buying them. Like,
and it's literally like you can go on Google and search, do waist trainers work? And Google will tell you, no, you cannot spot burn fat. You cannot lose fat in a specific area. But people just like look over it. It's almost like mental illness. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, everything that you need to know about fitness is on the internet, but people just be lazy, or they choose to. It's almost like you want to not be better for yourself. That's the problem. Like, I don't know.
In any area, I think just people want the quick fix.
Yeah.
And it's like, there is no quick fix.
There's no quick fix to
Like,
nothing.
even steroids is not going to give you a quick fix. Like,
Yeah.
you still have to have the diet and the exercise regimen.
Exactly.
On the Under Armour Nick Bare podcast,
Yeah, I just watched that yesterday or 2 days ago.
the guy from Under Armour basically like started this beef jerky stick company, is trying to battle with people that have been in the space for 100 years. Right?
I wasn't buying that shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw the podcast, and like, I think he's a great businessman, and him working with Kevin Plank was like super cool. But like, I think he was just kind of looking for like, what's the next business that I can start and like scale and like I can get a cult following in. I don't think the way he was portraying it was like, I'm so passionate about these sticks of beef. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who was really passionate about sticks of meat, healthy sticks of meat at that? You know, like, just say you're trying to sell a product and just keep it pushing, honestly. He's a great businessman, and I'm sure his product is doing 10 times better than any of my businesses because he has that years of experience and time that he's put in. But like, it's just is like,
I don't think it's that deep.
Yeah, it's not that
like,
deep. He's talking about people are wearing sticks of beef shirts and like, come on, bro.
and he is like, they're like basically putting their neck out by naming it fatties. Like, it's a controversial thing. It's like, dude, it's not that.
It's not that serious at all.
But he was saying like, to make it, you sort of have to fix a problem and then be unique and disruptive in branding and going about marketing that problem that you're fixing.
That's
so like, for you coming in, like starting a clothing brand, like,
I just need some big booty bitches to start wearing these clothes, and that shit just going.
Essentially, you're not fixing a problem though.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
So I don't think so with Vay, how I would break Vay down is like, Vay does not fix a problem. For sure, we have quality designs and like hybrid designs that merge fitness and fashion, but like nothing that we're making now is revolutionary. I would say that you either have to fix a problem, you have to motivate people to purchase by fix a problem, community, or influence. So like, sell them a lifestyle. Like, when you wear this is what you represent type deal. So I don't want to like, I'm not a genius. I can't make the next like new fabric. Everything has been made already for the most part, and nor do I have the money to pour into research and development. And I'm not a sellout. I don't want to have people wearing my clothes and think like they're hot shit. So like, I want to make people feel like when they wear our clothes, they represent something bigger than themselves. And that's why like, I've always been someone that tried to pour into the community and try to like give back and allow this brand to kind of just be a platform for, you know, people to be something bigger than themselves. We have a lot of projects that we're working on where we're just helping people that can't help themselves, or like just allowing our voice to be amplified by working together and building that community. So I'm hoping that by doing that work, that allows the clothes to sell themselves. And like, it is quality stuff. A lot of people really bang with like our designs, and they like the stuff. I haven't really ever heard anybody say like, this shit sucks, besides my father. But other than that,
I love the clothes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and like leveraging people that I know, like a lot of the folks that I know play in the NFL now. So it's like, oh yeah, they would definitely love a dope design with them on it. And I'm sure their fan bases would, as well as the team's fan base. So why don't I leverage my friends and allow the brand to grow through my friends? So just those collaborations are everything. So a lot of times I be wanting to be a sellout, and I'm like, all right, do I start to tiptoe into this, like selling this lifestyle when you wear these clothes or this? But like, that's not me. That's not what I stand for. So everything would crumble if I did that personally. So I just like to stick to what I know. So
yeah,
that's just what it is.
Because it's going to be hard to compete with
Nike
exactly. and Under Armour and these brands that have billions of dollars that are going into research and development. So you basically have to focus on the communal aspect, and like, this is, you wear these clothes, you're a part of this sort of this community that
and the community's growing.
For difference.
Yeah, the community's growing, because like, it's hard to compete with the Nikes and Under Armours that have all that money to pour into research and development, and then it's hard to compete with those big ass influencers that have been posting YouTube videos for years and have like these big ass cult followings in different areas. Alpha League and Naka Power, all those brands. So like, shit, I'm gonna just stay in my lane and make clothes that represent something. Like, when you wear these clothes, you're wearing quality clothes that look cool, but you're also you represent something that's bigger than yourself. And we have a lot of projects. Like we're about to start working with a gymnastics group in Uganda, and I'm hoping that we can build them a facility in the school. That's big. Next year we're going to work with the baseball team in Cameroon, and we're going to try to get them in the World Series. That'll be dope. And then we do a lot of community events like making food for the homeless. We have like kickball and softball in the community, and like next year I'm going to really double down on just giving back, because anytime whenever I give back, it comes back to me tenfold. When I focus on myself, that's when shit just kind of doesn't necessarily go as well as it should. So I've just been trying to just keep paying it forward, honestly.
Facts. You just learn that over time through mistakes.
Literally. So
speaking of dudes that make a bunch of mistakes, Christian Guzman, right? Is that the dude?
Yes.
Athlete?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he talked about his crazy weekly schedule, and as soon as I heard it, I thought of you, because
you know what's funny? It's like whenever you see, because of course during his vlogs and stuff like that, he's like a character. You know, like I'm this super motivational person that like grinds, hashtag grindset, hashtag mindset, like always on go. But like when he did that podcast, it kind of gives you the ability to see him in an unedited way. And I'm like, damn, this dude like makes mistakes and he fucks up a lot. And I'm like, damn, all right, bet. Equally as he's making mistakes, I'm making mistakes too, and it kind of made him more human to me, and it made me bang with him more than any of those videos that he'd ever posted about opening a new facility, getting all these nice cars, his brand making all this money. Like me just knowing like this dude is not doing business as well as he can.
He doesn't have it all figured out.
He doesn't have it all figured out. Even from like he runs his own social media for Alphalete, which is completely not a waste of time, but it's not a. He could easily hire somebody that can get
completely
that
outsourceable.
Yeah, exactly, outsourceable. But it's just similar things that like you just as a business owner, you love your business so much that you want to be involved in everything, but it's not feasible or sustainable to do that. So just hearing him say that is cool. And like he don't be sleeping, I don't be sleeping either, because I be feeling like I'm gonna die when I don't sleep for like a day, and then I hear he don't be sleeping for 2-3 days. So now I'm like, shit. I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna let a motherfucker beat me. He has a brand that's in a similar lane as mine. I was like, shit, I can give up 2 days of sleep, sleep the third day, give up 2 more days. So that's kind of how I've been operating. So
yeah, he says basically Monday, Tuesday all out, and then Wednesday, Thursday is like regular pace, and then he like sort of recovers the next 3 days.
That's literally my schedule. Like I came back from Vegas on Monday at 6 a.m., came straight to the studio. I've been at the studio all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. I was supposed to stay up last night, but I ended up falling asleep in the studio. Woke up this morning. I'm going to stay up all night tonight and stay in the studio. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be in the studio until 7, go home, get some rest, and then drive to Charlotte like 6 a.m. on Saturday. So that's just what it's going to be.
Are you pretty monotonous when you're in? Like, are you just picking like time frames that you're going to be here, and then you just have like, I remember you said like you had a red, yellow, green list of to do, like stuff that has to do now or that can be put off. Like, are you just picking a time frame, then you're just going to knock out as much as you can, or are you very strategic, like itemized on?
Yeah, I wish I was strategic and itemized, but like I just can't. My ADHD be fucking my ass up. So like, I'll come in the studio and I'll be like, all right, I have this group of tasks that needs to get done today. I'm going to try to knock out as much as I can. And then in between that, I'll be like, let me make a TikTok where I'm fucking dancing. I'll hear a song and I'll be like, I want to make a funny video. But that's part of just doing business. Like, that's what makes it bearable to be in here for 24 hours at a time. Because I really do love the stuff that I'm doing. But at the same time, like, I'm just a super random person. And I hope that, like, that stuff shows itself in, like, my personal brand and my businesses as well. So
you're not limiting yourself to one path. You're sort of just like...
just being fluid.
Yeah. Social media... Obviously, it changes every few years with like from YouTube long form to like TikTok very short form, and then like every other social media sort of tries to like copy whatever that new platform came out with. But it seems like in the past like 3 years, it's been like a sort of a proven strategy with like the cancel culture that like if you just say outlandish things and then stick to them like confidently, that you can grow these mass audiences like Jake Paul, Liver King, Andrew Tate, like all these people have strategically behind the closed doors set up this.
That's a good idea.
This crazy strategy, right? That they say that in a year they're gonna have, like Liver King said, in a year from this day he's gonna have 1 million sub counts. Andrew Tate said he had this plan to take over TikTok and social media, and Jake Paul, same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to be likable though.
Is it selling your soul to do that? Like,
it's a very interesting.
You hear these people talk long form, and you realize the breakdowns, and like you see the normalness in them in the long term like format, but in the short term, it's just like the soundbite stuff. It like either pisses people off or they relate really well with it, and either way, they sort of blow up in front of millions of eyes.
That shit is a hard question. I'm not gonna lie, because like I see the value in that, like having a stark opinion. Because I have a lot of stark opinions too that I feel like a lot of people would agree with, and a lot of people wouldn't. But like, it just depends on what journey and what path you want to go on. If you really want to like die on that hill, you gotta like 100% go all in and know that like you can't reverse back if you want to become a mayor, or like if you want to do, you know what I mean, if you want to have a wife or something like that, and you're saying like women deserve less, you know, like you just have to know who you want to be and what you want to do. And I feel like I know who I want to be and what I want to do in the future. And like I know me having stark opinions on certain things wouldn't benefit that, you know, like yeah, I don't know. Because there's certain things that I feel like, all right, if I come out and say like, kind of how I was saying with the cryptocurrency and FTX stuff, like something stark, like rich people are dumb as fuck, like venture capitalists are stupid as fuck. Right. What if I want to start a company in a couple of years? Venture capitalists gonna be looking at me like,
come back,
boy, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So even though that is true, like they're not dumb, but they're not as smart as people make them out to be. But me saying something stark like that, I'm gonna be on my first million. Like everybody gonna be on my case type deal. They're gonna be nitpicking every single thing that I do. And then you have to also like, am I okay with having people so deep in my files and like my tweets and everything that I post? And I don't think I'm cool with that, you know.
Right.
I have a lot of things that like I'll post and I'll be like, I changed my mind. Let me delete that, you know. So, but people would quick to screenshot everything. So like, that's not the lifestyle that I want to live. So at least not yet. So until I become a more refined human being, or I don't think I'll ever want to be a refined human being. I want to say what I want to say. My mind changes just like everybody else. So like, I just kind of like to just say what I want to say and then go from there. But like, I don't want to be every day consistently like, this is how I feel. This is how you should feel.
Yeah.
That's just not me.
I mean, they're all older, so they're probably set in their ways, right? Yeah, like we're still pretty young. Yeah. So that like these people are in their 40s, and like besides Jake Paul, but like even him, like it sort of seems like he's changed his tone. Like he just sort of was saying this outlandish stuff to try and get a fight with like UFC or like piss people off. And now like I see him speak on podcasts and he actually sounds pretty boring.
Is this shit rigged though? Like, first of all, I don't know nothing about the Paul brothers. Are they both boxing?
Yeah, they're both boxing. Both started on YouTube, and then they have like big fights.
I should have been more consistent on YouTube because I used to make vlogs, I used to make music videos, but I never had that one thing that I like stayed on and consistently was like posting. If I had done that since I've been making YouTube videos since I was in fucking 6th grade, bro, since like 2010. If I would have just stayed consistent 10 or 12 years on YouTube, boy.
Bro, I had this YouTube
account. God damn. I missed the bag with that one. It's all good.
Unseen ability. I would just go to skate parks and like film people skating and stuff when I was a kid, and like on the little flip one, it had like a USB thing.
With the
plug it in. Yeah, you plug it in. It's just like, I don't know. I never thought it would be how it is today. Like I didn't think that YouTube would like, it never seemed like it was, I wasn't thinking about financial gain back then, but
I wasn't thinking that either.
I didn't expect it to blow up like this. I actually hated social media in college. Like a lot of people were posting on it and I really didn't want to, it would have been so easy to create content, especially playing football. But I was just sort of, I don't know, it seemed weird. Like you never really knew what you could and couldn't record in like the locker room or people.
I was very tiptoey.
It wasn't like there wasn't people in the space really doing it yet, but
now it's so prevalent. Everybody's recording everything.
Yeah, a day in the life. I've seen like 2 million videos like of a day in the life of a college player.
So what would you tell a college athlete now to do coming in as a freshman? Like what would be the blueprint for a successful college athlete to like promote themselves and make themselves a brand, even if they don't go on to play professionally?
I remember like coming in at Maryland our freshman year, like it was heavy that they were like build your own brand, but it was more of like build a brand around yourself that is like true to your word, work hard. It wasn't like this is how you should be posting on social media. Like it wasn't that point, and I think that that's what they should have now of like
Damn, that'd be a great product to release. Like,
Yeah,
here's the
don't dip into the
blueprint.
political side. Like, don't like just try and focus on the positives without calling out negatives, and
Mm-hmm.
like don't reflect bad light on your team or like inner issues that are going on. But definitely like with the fan base and the platform that you sort of have right now, like use it to your advantage to build up over the 4 years. Because even if it's with a fan base of a football team coming out, those people are all going to be sharing that content.
Yeah.
So like they should have just. I wish that they would have. I guess you would have had to sort of see the future of how it was going, but I think with kids nowadays, it should definitely be focused on building a respectable brand on yourself, so that when you are done with college and realize that most of the people you're around aren't going to make it to the league, that you have a platform of something that you could sell, but also that you, it's sort of like a LinkedIn that you're growing up of people know you. You're coming from the fitness space, and there's a lot of different products that you could get behind or work on.
Yeah.
Um,
I would deadass just take Destroying's blueprint. That kid that
yeah,
went to UCF. I would watch every single one of his videos and go to the most viral ones, and I'd write down, okay, he did this video idea, he did this video idea, and then coming in as a freshman. So you could take a kid from UMD, right, and then have them come in as a freshman. Say like a kid like Raheem Jarrett that came in and had all of that hype around him.
hmm
He could real life have been making like bi-weekly vlogs, 2 vlogs a week from this is what life as a freshman is like. This is what life as a freshman athlete is like. Here's a day in the life. Here's what I eat.
hmm
All of that shit, like, and then start to work in brand deals. Like,
right,
okay, here's what I eat, but I also on the side, when I'm not eating at the football house, I like to work with this brand. I drink this
right,
brand all the time. Here's my code or
right,
something like that, or here's this exclusive deal that I have with this brand. When I'm not playing football and when I'm not in the football house, I like to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Here's this exclusive
right,
deal with Buffalo Wild Wings. They got the Raheem Jarrett sauce for you. You know
right.
what I mean? Like just thinking of creative stuff. And I don't think athletes think enough about that, nor do they have the time or the people on their team to allow them to do so.
Right.
So I feel like someone could come in this NIL space and really write out a blueprint for what a college athlete can do to make themselves marketable and then take a percentage.
Yeah, because it's hard, dude. You're like college football. You're working two full-time jobs
Yeah,
basically. Like
it's hard.
school is this whole thing. You have all these mandatory meetings, lifts, football. It's like there's really no time outside of that to get into it.
Yeah,
Like for 8 months out of the year. So if they had someone that could come in a month, like
just
mentor them,
create a model and mentor them.
yeah, or like set it up in the facility so that you have
The
camera
resources,
rooms, or
yeah.
like easier for players to sort of like get their practice film off and like have it uploadable. And
Yeah, because it's only going to help the school. Like any traction that an athlete gets is only beneficial to the school in most cases. So it's like I feel like schools investing in that. It's just such a wild, wild west, this NIL space, because it's so watered down. It's not saturated, but people don't know the right way to go because there's not really a model of what has worked because everybody's just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Because I don't think having an athlete just promote a product like here's this product is going to sell. I think having an athlete work that into who they are as a person or
yeah,
what they represent is where you're going to get the most value. So that's why I've kind of been avoiding all of that NIL stuff because a discount code and it doesn't matter how much somebody fucks with the athlete in college, like they ain't not
it's
gonna
gonna be
buy it.
hard
Yeah, it's
too.
gonna be
Yeah,
hard. You know what I mean? So I think for 2023, what they would want to do is just find like 5 athletes at a couple different schools in the U.S. that are pretty good at football or any sport, and just really see if they align with the brand and see what they like to do, and see if we could create content in a way where it would just work, where it would sell, like
yeah.
so and bring people to the brand and bring brand awareness, like being the difference. Who are 5 athletes? One athlete in Maryland that just outside of football, they do something to like help out their community, or they do something that's bigger than themselves, or they're just unique or dope in a certain way. That's kind of where I would want to go with it.
Yeah, I think with everything, it's gonna take time to see how it plays out. It just seems like sort of like a money grab right now.
Yeah,
Like
these athletes
more,
are spanking these companies, and I
yeah,
love it. Like they're getting these, not a lot, but like the athletes that are getting the deals are getting crazy amounts of money for no value. Honestly, very not no value, but these brands aren't getting enough value from these athletes. A lot of these athletes don't even know how to like consistently post on social media in the right format, in the right way, and follow a timeline. So, um,
I have some numbers right here I actually pulled up. So Nick Saban the head coach of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
His total salary for the 2022 season, not including performance or academic bonuses, is $10,700,000. The Alabama quarterback, Bryce Young, has a total valuation of $3.2 million in NIL
That's
deals.
crazy, bro.
Like, it's pretty insane. Like, the
Yeah.
top 10 people are in the millions of dollars. And this kid didn't even play before he had this valuation.
Yeah, that's nuts, bro.
Didn't even touch the field before he had $3 million in his.
Who is that? Bryce Young?
Yeah, Bryce
Dang,
Young.
he's cashing, and he about to be a first-round draft pick too. So that's what you love to see, though, because there's so many athletes that didn't go on to play professional, but could have really provided for their families and changed the trajectory of the lives of them and the people around them just from college likeness, bro. Like, imagine Johnny Manziel being able to on the record be able to legally make
a lot of them, dude.
He could have made crazy bread. He would have been selling everything.
Cam Newton, dude, like. Even and DJ more.
Yeah,
like,
so many people were penalized for doing that stuff in college, but it's like these schools are cashing out crazy on these kids, and it's good that they're starting to get a cut. Even with the NCAA game, they better cut a check for every single athlete. It don't matter if you had a PSAC school, a D2 school, you know, everybody need to be getting a piece of that check because we need our reparations.
So you say it's good for them, but I was thinking about this. Who is it good for and who is it bad for? Like the pros and cons from a coaching staff perspective, the player perspective, and then the game and the fan base perspective, right? Because like once you start talking about millions or like even like making six figures while playing college football, then your focus isn't just on football and school, right? You have this other big perspective that's going to be pretty much most of your focus in 4 years after you're done playing is going to be money.
But if we're thinking about it though, that love of the game shit is not real. Like all of these news reporters and analysts saying like this kid not playing in this bowl game, like he's supposed to love the game, like put a mark on his record because he didn't want to play in the bowl game. Fuck that. Like, it's about money and providing for your family. Just like they're on TV trying to provide for their families is the same way that these athletes are starting to realize like, nah, I'm not playing this game for free. You know what I mean? Like they need to run me my bag or I'm about to go start training to try to make some money and provide for me and the people that I love. So like, I don't know. They just have to navigate that, honestly, because just like these coaches these coaches aren't doing it for the love of the game. They're hopping from school to school, trying to win, trying to make as much money as they can. So these athletes should be focused on making as much money as they can. They should enjoy the college experience, of course. My phone fell. They should enjoy the college experience, of course, for what it is. Take school seriously because like learning and knowledge is important, but chase that motherfucking bag, bro. Like real life.
The hometown heroes are gonna be flocking elsewhere. like,
literally, bro. Like, but honestly, you could be a big fish in a little pond, or you could be a little fish in a big pond. If it's me, I'm gonna be a big fish in a little pond, bro. Because like I'm getting every deal that comes through if I go to a smaller school, as opposed to if I'm the man in Maryland versus the man at there's a like 15 to 20, like the man in Alabama. I could go to Maryland and be that guy. Everybody from Loonies to Insomnia Cookies, I'm going to have a deal with everybody. And when I come to the games, everybody's going to be wearing my jerseys. And like, bro, it's a way where you can really finesse it. So that's why I feel like there's different ways to attack it.
Are they getting paid now? Do you know, like by the school, or is it all?
I feel like the scholarship checks probably switch. You know how every year when we were in college, they were bumping up the amount of scholarship miscellaneous money that they were giving us. It's probably like reaching that amount where it's like they might start paying, honestly, realistically.
Really?
So,
dude, they should. Like, honestly, I remember talking with students about it, and they would always get pissed. Like, they just thought that they thought that we were actually making money, whereas like. I think at the beginning of the semester, they give like, at Maryland at least, they give like $4,000 to $5,000. And that was covering rent and like supplies and like going back and forth through like travel expenses. And then you had like food that they would provide. So you don't have to worry about like on campus dining hall fees. And then they would give you like a card to go spend $50 a week at the
student union,
So like everything was taken care of, but if you wanted outside money to like that to help your family or something, it wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly. So they might as well pay the athletes. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of changes in college sports in general. They're going to have to change a lot of these amateurism rules, and it's pretty much going to be like a pre-league. Honestly, that's the best way to do it because a lot of these schools are doing it under the table already, you know. So
Right.
it's like you might as well just bring it to the forefront so everybody can compete.
Get some tax benefits on it.
Literally, get you a little tax deduction paying these athletes or something. So they just gonna have to work that out.
I feel like I haven't seen anyone discuss trying to educate high school players that are going to play in college, like the game of recruiting. Like neither of my parents went to college or really played sports, so I was like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then freshman year, at junior day when I was a freshman, Maryland offered me, and they were just like, you know, lead the class, be a hometown hero, try and like bring a championship home, and like because I was a 4-star recruit at the time, and they were like, if you commit this early, like we're gonna be able to really build something. And I was like friendly with all this coaching staff, and then 5 months into being a freshman at Maryland, they all get fired.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, damn, so I thought this person that was telling me all this shit is going to be here for 4 years, and then they're all out. And
that's why I'm glad they changed the transfer rules. Let them kids get out of there, because that should be sucking.
How was it like getting recruited for you in high school? Like how'd you get it to Maryland?
I feel like from my experience was a lot different, because I didn't have like stars and I wasn't highly recruited. So like I was like searching out for schools instead of schools like kind of like seeking me out per se. So like I kind of got to see what it was to like, in a real sense, like, yeah, you can come here like and play, like it'll be a cool experience. But then I would see like other people in my class that had a lot of offers, and how like the narrative kind of changes. So I'm kind of glad that I got to see it from a different perspective. Instead of them buttering me up, they were just keeping it a bean with me. Like, this is what it's going to be like. You don't have to work. Like, it is what it is type deal. So like, it just is really eye opening how like these coaches and like staffs, they got it down to a science how to get these kids. Like, it's not manipulation per se, but it's very strong suggestion in terms of like, they know if your father wasn't in your life, they know if your mother's a single mother at home and like she's living check to check, and like they craft their verbiage and how they talk to you and how they communicate with you in that way to make sure that you feel like, damn, this is a father figure to me, just for him to be gone in 2 years and never talk to you ever again. So
the home visits and shit.
And it's a business. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. It's a business at the end of the day. That's why I feel like these athletes, just like these coaches and schools, are benefiting from these athletes and using all of these ways to like have an advantage. These athletes need to get the upper hand in any way that they can. So that's why I don't believe in none of that, like, you know, be a team guy. I believe being a good teammate is important, but like self and providing for yourself at the end of the day is paramount to all of that. You can still be a team guy and care about yourself at the same time. So yeah,
I always see it a little bit as manipulation, because you have 50-year-old men that are selling something to 18-year-olds, selling a dream to 18-year-olds that don't have 40 years of business experience.
That's very true.
Understanding like if someone's full of shit or not, and like what actually goes into the process of picking a school, and like how scholarships work. And they just sort of say like, here's a full ride. They don't say like there's any backup plan and like what goes into that.
That's kind of the athlete job though, and like the parents and like the community for that athlete's job to kind of help them navigate that, because it is quid pro quo at the end of the day. Like, these coaches are benefiting because they're getting athletes in the door and allowing them to help their programs, but they are getting a free education. They are getting a little bit of money on the side. If they're really good, they are getting a lot more than just a little bit of money on the side off the book. So it's like just really knowing how to navigate that situation. Just, I say having a mentor is super important. Even if you don't have a family or a community that has a lot of experience navigating the college athlete space, go reach out to an alumni at some school, or like an OG that played college football, and just have them tell you what it is. Because even in some cases, these athletes like at the schools won't even tell you. I remember I had plenty of recruits. I kept it a buck with my recruits. I'm not gonna lie to you. If some shit sucked, I was like, hey, I'm not gonna hold you. This shit cool for real, but like this part of this shit ain't cool. You know what I mean? So like, I never was like, come on down. You know, I always kept it a buck with them, because that's what I would have wanted somebody to do for me. So I feel like just having real people in your corner that aren't going to bullshit you or sugarcoat you is like super, super duper important. Otherwise, you're going to get finessed.
Right. Especially when you're signing 4 years
Man,
of
that's
a
like the
commitment
military,
to
literally
it. Yeah.
signing your life away. So
I mean, you definitely have more options in the military and the football, but
you
there
said you
is
have more options in the military?
you have more options than the military. Like
Okay,
in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
it's like,
You're going down a path.
yeah, you get dishonorably discharged. It's like
That's it,
you're
is what it
pretty much
is.
fucked. But
But it is at the same case with you do have more options. But with football though, it's like you tell your coach you don't want to be in it no more. That's your scholarship. You going back
right,
to like you going back to your hometown and just living your life. So it's like I feel like you could juxtapose the military and football,
yeah,
college football in a lot of ways. So, but there's a lot more potential to make money in football than there is in the military per
right,
se. So,
yeah, like yeah, your ceiling's a lot higher.
mhm.
Like
And your
military,
reach
right?
is a
Yeah, the
lot
reach is a
higher
lot
too.
higher.
So
The military is more safe and
safe and
confirmed.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you're gonna be able to get like a good VA loan
Yeah.
after. Like, you're gonna be able to get a house.
College is going to be paid for.
Yeah.
You're not going to tear your ACL.
I think they give
essentially.
you a Mustang.
Yeah, you get a guaranteed
Everyone has a
Mustang,
Mustang.
an event, a Charger or a Camaro, one of the three. Pick one. So
When I was leaving Maryland, I did ROTC for like
really,
a month or two. Yeah.
what the fuck?
And
I did not know that.
Yeah, the Army, dude. I was just like, I tried to tuck that
Really?
shit away. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So like after I left the team, I was there for a semester because I was just sort of like, I committed to Maryland like my sophomore year of high school. Like I didn't think I would ever leave it or have a backup plan. So like
Yeah.
after I left, I was like, I had sort of a sour taste in my mouth about football, just like how that went. So I was like, I'm gonna go in the Army. I don't want to have to take out debt for school. And there was no way, dude.
Yeah.
I had like 5-foot people telling me what to do, like push-ups and shit, and they just it seemed so boring.
I see why you never told them.
No, dude, it was horrible.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah, it was horrible. I had no interest in it after like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How was it for you leaving Maryland?
It sucked.
How many years were you there?
I was in Maryland from 2016 to the summer of 2019. So we had a new coaching staff come in, and I just wasn't really feeling the vibes at Maryland no more. So I decided to transfer. That was when that was the first semester that the portal was a thing. So it was super fresh, super new. Coaches were kind of like tiptoeing their into the portal and seeing what it was. So like I didn't have a lot of interest from a lot of big time schools. So I went smaller. I went up to a school in New York called Wagner College, and the experience was like night and day in terms of like amenities, resources, location. I went from living in my own house in College Park, Maryland, to they was trying to get me to be in a dorm with my teammates, and I'm a senior, a super senior, I think, at that time. So that's kind of when I was like, I'm not feeling this, honestly. And I was in New York. I was in Staten Island. No offense to any of the people in Staten Island, but Staten Island is Staten Island. So I just was not feeling that vibe. I'm not a real city person. I like space. I don't like everything all close together. And I met a lot of cool people at Wagner, but that experience for me was like all right, I think it's time to get past football and start to work on like life's work and life after football. Because I knew in terms of trying to chase a professional career, I was like, nah, I'm not feeling that, bro. The amount of money that I could make playing football at the professional level versus the amount of money that I could make as a business person and just leveraging the people in my circle, I was like, it's night and day. It's no chance.
How'd you go to Maryland? How'd you end up at Maryland? Because I just remember from us meeting, like I would be going to my car and then it would just be a young, smaller you just appear out of nowhere and need a ride, and I'd always be like, "Yeah, hop in." Like,
how did I get to Maryland? Oh yeah, so it's funny because my one of my teachers at
you played at Northwestern. Right?
Yeah, I played at Northwestern High School in Hyattsville. Maryland was the last school I wanted to go to. I did not want to be down the street because my parents' house is 5 minutes away.
Oh, God.
So I was like, no, I did not want to go to Maryland. I didn't really get interest from the schools that I wanted to. And my teacher at the time at Northwestern, her son was like a 5-star recruit. His name was Anthony McFarland. Damn. And she was telling me, I used to be in her class all the time. Like I used to just always be with her, and she would be like getting calls from coaches and stuff like that, and she'd be like, "Yeah, Aiden is probably gonna go to Maryland and stuff." And she was like, "You should come. You should go up and visit Maryland sometime. Like they got new coaches coming in. It's gonna be real nice." And I was like, at first I was like, nah. And one day I was like, "Yeah, like sure. Like could you ask them if they have any room in their recruiting class for me?" And then she called. And I think it was just the coach was doing a favor to her, because Ant was a year younger than me. So my senior year, the coach was probably just doing a favor to Ant's mom to like get favored, because Ant did end up committing to Maryland and playing there. So they brought me in, allowed me to be a preferred walk-on and stuff like that. And like, I'm honestly blessed to have that experience because I met so many dope people from from being at Maryland. So thank you to Mama McFarland for facilitating that. She single-handedly changed the trajectory of my life with that one. So
you're happy you went to Maryland?
Yeah, 100%. It was a very interesting experience. I met a lot of cool people for sure. So the people is everything. Like my teammates are like, a lot of them are like my brothers now, and like it was fun. Like just being there. Yeah, I think it was fun from my perspective. What do you think Maryland was like for you?
The biggest thing I take away is that because I transferred and played at JMU as well after Maryland, and like you always have this sense of closeness with people that you're playing with, but at Maryland it was just like a year of playing at JMU and then 2 years at Maryland. Like even if it's a year longer, it felt like I had known everyone at Maryland 10 years instead of 1, because you just go through that hell stage. Like at JMU was a lot more like they sort of had it figured out, right?
That's how I felt too when I went to Wagner.
I transferred into a winning program. They had a lot of shit figured out. Like, whereas Maryland, the coaches came in, they were basically like, okay, here's a losing program. We need to trim the fat off, get the shitty players out, try and free up scholarships, and then like try and get better talented players in there. And so in the process of that, you're sort of taking those people through hell, and like it's a learning experience of like pushing people to their limits and just basically seeing if they're gonna break.
Yeah, we was getting fucked up every day at Maryland. And I feel like that's what made me so close to all of my teammates. Like all of the experiences that we had was like, damn, that shit was fucked up. Like, but we fucking laugh about it. Like,
it's funny now. It's funny now.
I can insert any of my teammates from that 2016 to like 2018, 2019 era. We can have not talked for like a year, 2 years, but we be sitting in the room like, you remember that time Coach made us do that crazy ass shit? Like, it's almost like trauma bonding. Real live. Like,
it was hell going through it, but like, I'm so thankful that I did, because nothing seemed as hard as anything that I did.
100%. Literally. Anytime I'd be like carrying groceries and I'm like, nothing compares to the time I was Jesus walking for 100 yards.
Don't be a pussy bitch.
6 a.m. with no food in my stomach. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be a pussy. I carry these fucking groceries up the fucking stairs. That's literally how I am.
Even now when I don't feel like working out, I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, literally. You used to have to do this shit like at 6 a.m. with no pre-workout.
Every morning.
Just squatting heavy, leg pressing all the way, and then walking and pulling a sled in 10-degree
literally weather. With nothing but a Quaker oatmeal bar. Yeah. A Quaker oatmeal bar in my stomach. Running outside, like I'm outside, like, oh my god, it's chilly today. I'm like, you used to have to be outside when it was fucking snowing, fucking rolling, flipping, and fucking just dumb crazy stuff, bro. It was crazy, but it was a fun experience, bro. Like, you're not having to worry about nothing else but just playing football. It's fun. So all of y'all college athletes, don't take it for granted. Enjoy the suck, because like the real world like really sucks. That football shit, it sucks, but it's an enjoyable suck if you're doing it the right way, and doing it with the right people. So that would be my my little 2 cents for for all y'all upcoming college athletes and people that are in college now. Just enjoy the moment, because when that shit's gone, it is gone, and I don't have no regrets. So take it from me.
You feel like you suffered any CTE? Like, did you have any concussions?
Definitely. I had a couple of concussions. My memory now is not good. Like, I feel like I'm emotionally unstable as a human. No, I think definitely there were effects from playing football that I'm suffering from today that I'll probably continue to suffer with. But like, it's life, bro.
It is what it is, right?
It is. Can't take it back. I made the decision. So
I think the biggest thing that I've noticed from just like the discussion of CTE in the recent years is like making quick decisions on the fly, and like being very you don't have to like think things through. I forget the like specific word, but you're just like really aggressive in your decision making. You're always looking for the next thing.
If you have CTE symptoms,
decisive. Yeah, you're very quick decisions. Like, I notice a lot of people around me that didn't play football are like, they sort of just push everything off. Like, they'll come up with an idea and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds good, or whereas I'm like, as soon as I think of something, I want to do it right away. I don't know if that's from CTE or just like a personality trait, but I've heard a lot of people say from CTE, you sort of make more rash decisions than you normally would.
Yeah, I feel like that might be. I feel like that's lifestyle wise because like with football, it was like you got to make decisions on the fly type
Right.
deal. So like, there's probably some type of graph where playing football and also having CTE kind of merge because you had to make brass decisions, but you're also beating your head into the fucking
Right.
wall every day. So it's like they work hand in hand.
So even though like I guess neither of our careers really worked out how we
Mhm.
thought, right? Do you think that if you had kids, you would let them play football?
Yeah, just because I feel like you gain so much value from the sport itself.
Yeah.
And of course, selfishly, you want to see a younger version of yourself have more success playing the sport. Because me, I didn't start playing football until I was a freshman in high school. So
Same.
just allowing a younger version of myself to like experience what I experienced, because I gained so much value from playing football. So I'd want to impart that same wisdom and opportunity with my future sons or even daughters. So I wouldn't let them play contact football as early as some of these folks be letting their
Yeah.
kids play contact. I would kind of let them become like stable human beings that can run, that can jump, that
Yeah.
are functional human beings, and then from there allow them to play once they really understand their bodies, their
Like fully developed
proprioception,
and
and have
stuff.
fully developed
Yeah.
and have the knowledge of the game to excel. I don't want them to just be out there running into shit, you
Getting
know,
cracked around your
literally.
head. Yeah, and then you're just sort of like
So
stuck to that.
that's kind of my plan, and then I want them to have other sports that'll balance out with playing football. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I say that's pretty.
Would you? Are you gonna let your kids play football?
Yeah, I for sure will. Like again, when they're fully developed and understand how their body moves through space and
Will
like
you let them go to
strength
Maryland?
training. Dude, I don't know.
I don't
I
know,
feel
bro.
like my
I
name.
don't know.
I feel like
Don't
me
turn us
especially.
like shit.
Me especially. My name is tarnished at that school, bro.
You think they see it Donahue on the list?
Yeah, it's
Fuck
like,
no.
oh
You're
yeah,
gonna be a 5-star.
get
Scratch.
get on the fucking line.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know. Would I let my kid go to Maryland? I don't know, because I feel like with how my life is moving, I feel like the need to have like that college support for what I'm doing is definitely important. I was only at Wagner for 1 year. I was at Maryland for 3. I had more fun at Maryland, and I feel like the alumni network at Maryland is probably better than Wagner.
yeah,
So I feel like it's almost necessary for my brands and for my businesses that like I find figure out what college that I want to lock in with and be like, oh yeah, I'm a this alumni. It only
right.
helps you. It's like being a part of a fraternity. I'm a Maryland alumni. You see how much as Scott Van Pelt and like
Yeah.
Kevin Plank benefit from like being an alumni of this school. So as much as I would want to be like a Lone Ranger and be like, I didn't go to no school. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I think
it's
any of
necessary.
those big schools, you're gonna have alumni. I
Mhm.
think it's more of if I would let them go, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say what I would let them do because it's like they're gonna have their own little personalities and like decisions. It's more of like,
That's true.
are they soft? Are they gonna need me an hour away from school to
Yeah, I don't want
like?
to raise a kid like that.
I don't want to raise a bitch that
Yeah,
needs
that's a pussy.
like. I mean, I didn't really have a father, like, figure that in my life. So
Mhm.
like football, the coaches were that, and
Yeah.
I think I like owe a lot of what I'm able to do today based on that.
Mhm.
Just teaching like accountability and like um, how to live your life confidently, like in a world of when you're around a lot of guys. Because not growing up with a dad, really, just I was more focused on. I was really good at interacting with women
Mhm.
and understand that dialogue, but it's completely different with men. And I think if I didn't have college football, I'd be like, I don't know, I wouldn't be able to speak,
A pussy.
communicate. Yeah,
Yeah,
basically,
100%.
not be able to speak my mind.
That's real though.
Are you a are you writing down goals for 2023, or you sort of just
I'm just rocking and rolling.
you have them set and you're pushing?
Yeah, I have things that I'm working on now that I'm gonna just keep going harder on for the new year. I feel like the new year does provide you with that like clean slate, fresh start mentally. In terms of like, all right, this is a new year. This is what I'm trying to accomplish by the end of the year. It gives you that energy. But I kind of already know what I want to do because I'm doing it now, type deal. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to go 10 times harder. So I feel like from the start of last year or the start of this year to the end of this year, if I think about the goals that I had set and like where I wanted to be, I would say I'm exactly where I want to be, but it's still different from what I expected. Because I
yeah,
thought they was gonna be a like multi-million-dollar brand by this point. but it's not that yet. But the traction and the potential that I see in the brand is moving in that direction. Like we're closing deals and things that are happening that are like, all right, I see this happening. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of where I'm at with it. So I definitely didn't think I'd be like solo dolo, like at the studio every day grinding. You know what I mean? Like I was in a relationship at the beginning of the year, and now like things didn't pan out the way that I expected them to. But I think it was necessary for like what I got going on. You know, I kind of have to really lock in on what I'm doing, and that is at the cost of like losing a partner. So it's just sacrifices that you have to make and what's important to you at this current moment in your life. So